And hello, South Florida. Welcome to the Wednesday midweek edition of the Real Estate Show, when we talk about the news and how it affects our real estate and what's going on in the marketplace today. My name is Eric Willner, and I am your host. We got a great show for you today as we now kick off day one of the 12th round in 2020-21. This is the final round. This is the make it or break it round. This is when a lot of people go to sleep, but when most people should be getting hard and at it to work. So this is your opportunity to get it going, and hopefully by tuning in here in the Real Estate Show, you'll be able to figure out what is it that's going right, what is it that's going wrong, and how to change all of it. Remember, you can always call us here at the Real Estate Show. You can dial us at 888-595-7779. That's 888-595-7779. You can also contact us at, probably the best place is on our website at automaticlandlord.com. That's automaticlandlord.com. And you can also remember to plug in the text line into your phone. That text line, I'm going to give you the phone number first, and then we'll talk about some of the key words that when you text, it triggers certain sequences. It gets you the information. All the information, by the way, you can find at automaticlandlord.com. But we like to make it easy for those of you on the road, on the go, because after all, there's a radio show here in its 23rd year, live 5 days a week, on every day live at 5. And you have 5 different ways. So one of these ways has got to be easy for you to tune in and to check in on a regular basis to the Real Estate Show, whether it's on our AM 1470 on the radio dial, whether it's on the FM radio dial at 95.3, 96.9. Take us with you on the go. In your car, on the move, just download one of the free radio apps and search for WWNN Money Talk Radio or WNN 1470. Either way, you'll find the Real Estate Show if you're there live at 5. Now, if you're not live, or if you are live and or any other time, you can get us on demand at our website at automaticlandlord.com. That's right, the Real Estate Show on demand at automaticlandlord.com. Just go to the top of the page where it says the Real Estate Show. Download or on the drop down menu, there's the Real Estate Show notes. And every day we have a quick summary. Sometimes it's just bullet points, sometimes it's a full write-up, but always there is a link to the recording of that day's full show. So again, that's at automaticlandlord.com. And a lot of other resources. We're going to talk a little bit about the Rate Lock Advisory. This is a daily updated report on what's going on in the stock market, the bond market, whether you should lock or float your rates, what's influencing the real estate market, whether it be the FOMC, whether it be the stock market, whether it be other news. You're going to get it right there on our daily update. We're doing this every single day, and weekdays, that is. And but you can catch the Real Estate Show, I believe it's 6 days a week, 5 days live. And then our Sunday night at 9 p.m., we have our a rebroadcast of the entire week back to back. So we call it the Real Estate Show Marathon Sunday nights. If you get your daily dose of the Real Estate Show or your mega dose on Sunday night, pick it, choose it the way you like it. Anyway, let's go over and talk a little bit about the news. Now, as you know, rates have been very volatile this week. And 1 week we had a huge rise in the refinance demand, people trying to get in under the wire while the rates were going up. And last week we had a 15% fall after the rates went up twice. And we saw yesterday some repricing in the afternoon as well. So last week, the average rate on a 30-year mortgage with a conforming loan balance, we talked about that in our Monday on a Mission edition. We talked about the definition of a conforming loan and what that meant. And basically, up until now, the conforming loan limit is 548. Let's call it 550. It's about to go up to 650 about. Okay. And yes, it does vary in different areas. California, for example, has a higher conforming loan amount thanks to the, very high California values. But the mortgage rates went from 3.24% the week before to 3.31%. And yes, it's making all the headlines and everyone's talking about the interest rates going up. But mind you, even at 3.3% at the quote unquote higher rate, that in relative real terms is still historically low, far below normal average rates over the years. And so I encourage you that if refinancing is at all on your mind, or if you want to talk about it, again, call us. A toll-free number, 888-595-7779. That's 888-595-7779. Text us on our website. Just text the word credit to 561 861 2366. We'll definitely have that conversation. That's the word credit, 561 861 2366. And we can go on from there. Now, as I mentioned, the rates have been rising pretty much across the board. The rise in rates caused applications to refinance a home drop 15% volume. And on the other hand, interestingly enough, tell you this is not a sign that the bubble's about to burst. Remember, we've talked about the whole bubble concept and why I wouldn't bet on the bubble right now. Mortgage applications to purchase a home rose 5% for the week. So refis down, purchases up. So one will counteract a bit the other, but the bottom line is that the market itself is still strong, healthy, short in demand, short in supply, high in demand. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to take my break a little bit early today, and as we go through our news, so I don't have to break too much. And when we come back, I'm going to talk a little bit about the rise in the mortgage rates. I want to talk about the factors that are affecting the market right now. After all, this is our midweek report. And as we've been talking about the importance of being on top of real estate. Real estate is not a casual hobby anymore. Real estate is a real opportunity to set and change your life, to create a legacy, to ensure a retirement, but it's not passive in the beginning. You got to set it up the right way. And that's why when you go to our website at automaticlandlord.com, it says real estate bought right the right way. Anyway, don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Doris Garcia, how are you? Felipe, good to see you again. Long time no speak, not since last night. And we got, I think I saw William on there. John is on there. Serge, how are you? And Jim. So today was a crazy day, and as you can see, I got a little surgery done here on the nose. I'm paying for my my careless youth on the beach in Rio, and growing up surfing all the time, and it was 50 years ago before they had the emphasis and awareness of sunblock and how important that was. Hey, Peter. And even though, as you can see by my color, I'm not exactly a beach dweller anymore, but every once in a while I got this little situation that pops up, but we nip it in the bud, monitor it, check it out. But I've become a regular at the dermatologist. So interesting. We had a real rebound in the stock market today, didn't we? Let's see here. You're getting ready to come back. Here we go. And welcome back. For those of you just joining us here on the Real Estate Show, South Florida's #1 program about real estate, America's longest running daily radio show about real estate. And today's our midweek report. Every day of the week, we have a different approach to real estate. And our Mondays on a mission, we talk about a different topic. We talk about the definitions. We talk about the foundations, and that's really and where we're heading for the week. On Tuesdays, we talk about tools, tips, and techniques. And we spent some time yesterday on a very important tool. I hope that you guys will use in your real estate, transactions, in your real estate dealings, and that is our website at Automatic Landlord. There is literally hundreds, maybe thousands of hours of good real estate content on there, both in written form under the real estate show notes, as well as in the recordings and of all of the back shows. And for example, if you're a regular listener, you know that every Monday we're talking about definitions and new concept. Every Tuesdays we're talking about specific tools and resources. And one that we hadn't talked about in a long, long time was, of course, our website, automaticlandlord.com, with the daily rate lock advisory, which is daily updated, very detailed charts, graphs, tools. And what's really nice is that there's short synopsis of key indexes that are out there, the consumer price index, the industrial index, the manufacturing index, the purchasing power index, the consumer price index. When those are announced, the employment numbers, etc., when those things are all announced, they have an impact on the market, particularly the stock and the bond market. And we know that the bond market is a direct effect on the mortgage market, which is a direct effect on the real estate market. So it behooves us. And if you want somebody to do the legwork, the heavy lifting, well, that's yours truly here. And then we have this report that we publish on our website every single day. We have foreclosure lists. You can have access to realtor.com and the properties on our website. You have Q&A. You've got all sorts of stuff there on our website. So visit it, including this show, right? Because you can listen to this show live streaming on our website as well, just by clicking the Listen Live button if you're there live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Anyway, of most importance right now, speaking of the real estate market and the mortgage markets, and we talked about how mortgage rates rose decisively. Okay, so we're not talking about little, mild fluctuations. Again, for the most of last week, we saw several mortgage repricings, causing a massive drop in the mortgage demand. And a lot of that happened late in the week. Everything changed with the news of the COVID Omicron variant. And of course, that's now top of the headlines across the board. It's still in the unknown phase. Not even sure if all the vaccines that everyone has taken, the hundreds of millions of vaccines that have been administered, may be of little use when it comes to these mutations. And will we continue to have to take one vaccination or booster after another one? So last week, the average rate on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage on a conforming balance or below, so loans of about 548 or 550,000 and below, was about 3.31%. Okay, that's the national average. Might be a little bit lower in your area, a little bit higher in someone else's area, but it basically went up from 3.25 to 3.3. So that is not a huge amount in the big picture of things. And over the 30 years, it's not a big variant, no pun intended, but it is hopefully a catalyst to get people off the fence and off the sidelines so they don't miss out on the opportunities that we've been talking about here on the radio show. So, and points, by the way, and this is a sort of an interesting little sidebar discussion. You've got the interest rates, And then you may or may not notice, hopefully you do notice something called points, right? And points at one point is considered 1% of the loan amount. And so the points rose slightly as well, from average number of points charged in addition to the rate. And the points is a way of sort of juicing up the return for the lender by splitting the rate into two components. So it's kind of like, look at my hands, look at my hands. It's a lot easier to focus on one thing when you have 2, 3, or 4 moving parts, because now you have the points, closing costs, you have the interest rate, and then all the other moving parts of a loan. The term, is it a 30-year? Is it a 40-year, which is going to become more common? Watch this. Is it the 15-year, which were the standard two? Then there was the 5-1 arm, which is fixed for 5 years and then adjustable for the rest, or the 1-year adjustable, which is every year adjust for the whole full 30 years. All of a sudden, you kind of confuse the scene, and it makes it harder for people to shop apples and apples in there. So that is the highest rate. By the way, what I was just talking about was the lowest rates, the 3.3% national average, with about 0.4 points on average. And that is assuming good credit, assuming below $550,000, and assuming a 20% down payment. Okay. So if you miss any one of those points, then you can expect that the rate to be different as well. So the increase in rates caused applications to refinance drop 15% for the week. An additional adjustment was made for the Thanksgiving holiday, so they supposedly massaged those numbers. Refinance demand was 41% lower than the same week 1 year ago. So you're seeing the refinancing volume steadily come down as the rates go up, because, well, you have to have a strong justification to refinance to a higher rate, i.e., you definitely need cash out, or for something, or you're doing a debt consolidation where the blended rates of the other debts and the total number of payments will still make sense as one lower single payment. Again, making things simple. We always talk about the simple and safe approach to real estate investing. That was started right here on this radio show 22 years ago. It's been our motto, our mantra here at the Real Estate Show, is that we bring to our real estate investors the simple and safe approach to buying income producing property. If you want to learn more about that, then text the word investor to 561-861-2366. That's 561-861. You can do it right now. 2366. It won't interrupt the show. That's automagic, just like the automaticlandlord.com. So mortgage rates rose for the third week in a row, reducing the refinance incentive for many borrowers. Over the past 3 weeks, the rates are up 15 basis points, and refinance activity has declined over 18% over the last 3 weeks. That's according to the MBA, or the Mortgage Bankers Association statistics. We've seen the share refinance mortgage decrease to 59% of the mortgage total, all of applications for financing. It's still higher than more refinancing than purchases, but you're going to start to see that change a bit. Mortgage applications to purchase a home jumped 5%, as I said, and we're 8% lower than a year ago. Buyers have been returning to the market unexpectedly. Remember what time of the year we are. We're actually supposed to be in the slowest buying time of the year. And that's because of cold weather, the holidays, school, etc. But pending home sales, and then so they had for October, which are measured by signed contracts, jumped an unusually high 7.5%. So these are people buying after the school year started. Think about that for a second. There's an interesting conversation around that. And that's compared to the month before. That was according to the National Association of Realtors, who, of course, track this stuff all over the country. Some economists are suggesting that the fear of higher mortgage rates by spring is pushing more buyers into the market now. By the way, I want to give you a heads up. We just decided yesterday that even though we thought we were done for the year, and this, by the way, will be the last for sure of our free seminars, our free workshops of the year. And that will be on December the 7th. That's Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. If you would like to come to that workshop, if you want to reserve your spot, because it does get booked up. If you would like to come to that free workshop as one of our listeners, our guest, then text the letters DPA, 3 letters, D is in down, P is in payment, A is in assistance. This is our workshop geared to showing how we help first-time home buyers avoid the 7 biggest mistakes that first-time home buyers make, and how we get more first-time home buyers approved and homeowners than anybody else out there. So if you want to reserve your spot, text the letters DPA, that's down payment assistance, to 561-861-2366. No cost. It'll automatically send you an invitation and the link separately. But first, you got to send those letters in there to let us know that that's what you want. Remember, today, so far, I've given you 3 words: credit. If you want to talk about loans and mortgages right now, we talked about investors, the simple and safe approach to buying income-producing real estate. And for our free workshop coming up, the letters DPA, all of them to the same number, 561-861-2366. Now, the average purchase amount, the average purchase loan amount, that means that the properties are usually more than that, but the average purchase loan amount increased to $414,000. That's the average purchase amount, the highest since February of 2021. This reflects not just higher home prices, but the fact that the bulk of the buying activity is happening on the higher end of the market, where there are more homes for sale. That's where there is the availability of inventory. So very interesting there, and we'll keep you posted on that, because we're seeing that bring all of the market. Again, another reason, does that sound like a bubble happening when buyers are migrating to the higher end of the market, and there is the money, there is the liquidity, and the qualified buyers to do so. So as home price appreciation continues at a double-digit pace, buyers of newer and pricier homes continue to dominate purchase activity, while the share of first-time home buyer activity remains depressed. Again, come to our workshop and you're going to find out that in the middle of this big depression, there is a nice oasis, a nice sweet spot over here. So while rates rose for much of last week, they made a swift reversal on Friday when the news hit of the Omicron variant. By Tuesday, the average rate on the 30 had fallen 15 basis points, according to Mortgage News Daily. Rates began to drop because of the variant, and then declined further after congressional testimony by federal chairman Jerome Powell. And his comments, obviously, that affected the market were that inflation is becoming more of a problem than they had expected. And as a result, mortgage-backed bonds lost all of their day's improvements, and most lenders made midday adjustments higher in rate as a protection. So you see these conflicting forces in the marketplace, which is, again, is why I said you got to keep it tuned here. Stay on the cutting edge and not the bleeding edge of the market. And that's what we've got for you in today's updates. Now, we've got a lot of activities coming up. Now, we're just at the middle of the week. We've still got tomorrow, which is about the money, and we're going to talk to you about the money tomorrow in our ATM edition of the Real Estate Show. So bring it back however you watch this, on the AM, the FM, the apps, the website at automaticlandlord.com, or on our Facebook Live, which we're broadcasting right now. And I see my good friend from Brazil, Eudoro, how are you? As you can see, this radio show broadcasts all over the place now. So that's it for today. This is your host, Eric Willner, signing off for another live edition of the Real Estate Show. Bring it back here, same place, same time tomorrow. Until then, drive safe and make it a great day. Bye-bye. Christopher. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Another great day at the Real Estate Show.